Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Learn JavaScript with Foundry VTT. I still keep switching that up from with to using and so forth. So in our last episode, we started talking about objects, and to be honest, that was a minute ago for me. I'm just doing it back to back, which is probably when my voice has not changed much. Hasn't gotten better. You can see we're still in the same version, obviously, because we haven't changed. So let's go ahead. We'll pull up our objects here, and we'll hit F12, and we will continue on. So now that we've talked about objects in general, and we've talked about the dot notation versus bracket notation, the advantage and disadvantage of each. Bracket notation is definitely good if you want to be able to use expressions to generate the key or whatever, what I call it, property. I think it was property. So now we're going to talk a little bit about adding and deleting to an object. This one might be a little shorter than normal, but that's okay because the last one went 10 minutes over. This one should be a little shorter, and then maybe the next one will kind of finish up the basics once again, because these get way more complex as we go. But this one might be a little shorter. I'm not sure. So let's jump right in so we can be done quick, I guess. I don't know. All right, so let's talk about adding new elements to an object. And it couldn't be easier. Simply, if you try and access an object or create an element in an object, okay, maybe that's the wrong wording. Let's just jump in. So let's go ahead and say CREAT, creating new properties in an object. So it's really easy to do. All you have to do is, for example, in our thing, let's say we want to add an alignment to UMIS here. So we're going to do PC, and we're simply going to type in what we want to add. So ALIGNMENT, like that. And we're going to give it an equals, and that will simply say, hey, I want to create a new element. And UMIS, as I recall, he was neutral. Neutral. And now if we go down here a bit, let's go down about right here. Console console.log, and we'll say added info, and a comma, and we'll go ahead and say PC. And if we run this, we will see, if we expand UMIS, that now he has an alignment and it's set to neutral. So really easy. We can also do the same thing with our bracket notation. So let's say we want to give him, let's even do a little bit more. Let's, oh no, we'll just use our name key from above. So we're fine. So let's do PC. So we can also do this with our bracket notation. Let's say we have first name, we have last name. Let's add a middle name. So since we already have the name key, we can do that. So we can say M for middle name, and then do plus and name key. Like, although I need to make you big, like so. And then we assign that a value, and let's give him bright star. Probably doesn't have an uppercase in the middle of his middle name. Probably just bright star like that. All right, and go in semicolon. Now if we go ahead and run our thing, we get an error because I missed something. Where's our error? Oh, bright star is not in quotes. Silly me. All right, go and kill that. Run it. And now if we go expand him, you'll actually see he has F name, L name, and an M name. Bright star. So once again, this is just showing that yes, you can do that with the bracket notation and expressions. You'll see it worked out perfectly. All right, so that's basically the very basics of adding information to our object. So now let's go ahead. This might be a super short one. Maybe I'll have to come up with something else. Let's go and delete this. We'll go add a bunch of carriage returns in here. We'll go grab another console log. Put it here. Of course, get rid of that. All right, so now let's talk about deleting. Now this you have to be very, very careful with, because if you delete something in Foundry, it is gone. If you delete something in a character, unless you memorized what it was, it is gone, and it will write that to the character, and now it will be missing, and anytime you try and open that character, it will probably say that it can't find this, that, the other, and you'll error out. So be very, very careful with deleting. Creating, not as big as a deal because you're just adding something in that maybe you're going to access later on. You could, for example, add a flag, to record a state of who knows what. Like, let's say, way back when I was streaming and stuff, I was trying, when Foundry first was released, I was trying to make it so I could have an animated fan as a spinning blade trap. And this was before I knew about, well, I could remember, I hadn't been in JavaScript for a long, long time, but I didn't remember that you can actually add into an object. And so I was trying to hook and trying to create new variables and all this stuff, and it was just not having it, when I probably could have just went into the object itself of the fan, created something called flag or active state, something that wasn't actually in there, and I could have a 1 or a 0 or whatever value I wanted in there. Sorry about the sniff. Hold on, I gotta actually sniff more or blow my nose. Hold on just one second, I'm gonna pause it. Okay. So anyway, I was just struggling trying to figure out how I can create a new variable that I monitor whether the thing is going or not. And if it was running, I tried two different things. I would take the tile that was the image and I would rotate it 10 degrees. And then if it hit, 360, I would reset it because that would be its starting position, and it would go again. And I could get it to do it. There was two things. One other thing that was kind of stopping this from working properly was the fact that promises and async, which we will talk about later on, so I'm not going to go into details on that. But in order to make it spin, I could click the button that activates it constantly, and it would slowly do exactly what it was supposed to do. But it would do it very slowly, and it would do it as fast as I could click. So I decided, okay, well, maybe what I should do is have two images. One is a GIF of it spinning, and one is the static image when it's not spinning. And what I would do is have that tile be the static image when it was off, and then when I hit start, or I hit the macro to start it, it would activate the spinning. It would change it from that static image to the animated GIF, which would, make it look like it was spinning. And that actually worked pretty good. It did have some errors here and there, but ultimately it actually worked pretty good. So the thing I'm trying to stress here is, yes, you can add things in to an object. You can add them to your character or whatever. In fact, lots of mods and stuff like that will actually add them in. And then if you uninstall that mod, that information might still be in your character, but it's never accessed. It's just kind of bloatware for your character. So it's not a big deal. But going and deleting information, and deleting not information but actual properties, can cause big issues if you don't know specifically what you're deleting. If you try and delete any of the stuff that's already there, then you could cause issues. If you create a key and then you go and delete that key later on, or I keep saying key and properties, kind of interchangeable, but if I create a property, say the alignment or the M name, and then later on I delete those, that's not going to be an issue as long as there's not a module using those. So hopefully that makes sense. I just want to really stress, don't do any of this deleting on anything that you are unsure about. Make sure you're sure about it 100%, because if you delete a property, it's gone. You have to either recreate it exactly or delete that character or whatever it is and recreate it, if it's from a compendium. All right, enough of that. So now let's go into the dangerous one. deleting, deleting a property in an object. All right, so we're going to delete our two brand new guys. They weren't used much, and so we're going to go ahead and delete them. So the way you delete is you type delete, D-E-L, and of course it helps to spell right, D-E-L, so D-E-L-E-T-E. Okay, so you type delete, and then you simply type what you want to delete. So in this case, it's going to be pc.alignment. So we're going to do pc.alignment and semicolon. So if we go grab this guy and drag him down over here, and we'll say deleted. Maybe I should say maybe new info, because we added new stuff. And this will be, or maybe since we're creating, let's call it created info. Created info, and this will be deleted info. And there we go. So if we do this and we say delete PC alignment, we run this. Let's go and clear it and run it. Now you'll see in our UMAS object here, there is no longer an alignment that we, actually it might not be here either, because when I expand it, it actually goes and accesses the object. So you'll notice there is no alignment, but there is the M name. So once again, we can also do the same thing with our bracket notation. We'll go ahead and do that again, and we'll delete that, D-E-L-E-T-E, and we will do PC, open bracket, and do M plus, where's my plus, name key, like so. And that will delete the bright star and the element itself. So go ahead and close that there, or not close it. So now if we go look in here, our deleted info, you can see that we no longer have an M name anywhere. So like I said, be very careful with that one. That can be very dangerous if you delete something that you don't know what the original value was, or if it was even an object, we could delete an entire, second object if we went in here and did delete, whoops, I hit F12, del, can't spell worth anything, delete, delete, and if we said pc dot item, I think it called it dot items though, right? Yes, items. pc.items. If we do this, for example, this could be detrimental if it were an object that we didn't simply create up top. So if we do this and go and clear this, you'll now see that the entire items thing, so everything within that is now gone. And you'll notice it did not say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? No, it just does as it's told, and I no longer have an items. Now, like I said, because we actually create our object right here in our macro, it's not a big deal. I can simply go like this and comment this out, and if we re-access it, you'll actually see we have our items back. But like I said, if it's actually something in Foundry and you're just looking at your character and you're like, oh wait, and for whatever reason you delete attributes, you end up deleting that off that character, and it's saved to the JSON file or the data of that character. And the only way you're getting that back is if you recreate it because you knew everything that was in there, or if you have a backup of it where it was pulled from a compendium and you can restore it. So be very, very careful with deleting anything in JavaScript, because it will be gone forever, and it doesn't complain at all. It doesn't say, hey, you're deleting this, but I noticed you use it elsewhere. Nope, it deletes it, and then later on when it tries accessing it again, it says, I don't know where that is. Throw an error. So, like I said, this one apparently is a short episode. We're just at 17-ish minutes. So I think we're going to go ahead and end it here, because the next episode, we're going to talk about methods within objects. And once again, methods, I think I've said this before, are basically just functions within like a class or an object or something like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something new. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Helps me tremendously on YouTube. Aside from that, comment, like, subscribe, click the little notification bell, follow me on Twitter, check out my Discord and my other channels. Don't forget to tell other people about my channel. Come check it out. Can't hurt. They sub, and we grow the channel. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.